Man, I cannot believe it's been over a year since I've made a vinyl record collection video, but here we go. Part 31 of my collection. These and, these are the majority of the records I've gotten over the past year. There are a few other ones that I'm going to do separate videos for, but these are just the main ones, I guess you would say. Wanted to go through them real quick. I got a couple Ozzy's, I have a Disturbed, and I have an Eminem record. So these are in chronological order, and I'll start with the top left over here. We have Ozzy Osbourne, Diary of a Madman. This is an original. My brother and his wife, aka my sister-in-law, were nice enough to get this for me. As you can see next to it, I have Bark at the Moon. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that one a little bit later. But Bark at the Moon is definitely got to be one of my favorite Ozzy records, if not my favorite. And they were looking for an original one of those, and unfortunately, they couldn't find one. But they did find an original Diary of a Madman. Gotta love that classic '80s artwork. Crazy Ozzy. Just such a great album. You know, you got such great hits, Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, and, you know, what else we got on here? Believer. Had to kind of look. Haven't listened to this one in a long time. So that is an original Ozzy Osbourne, Diary of a Madman. Move over here to Bark at the Moon, like I was just talking about. Diary of a Madman is from 81. This one's from 83. And once again, just fantastic album from the 80s. First record without Randy Rhoads, but still an awesome one. This one is a remaster that I actually bought myself at my local record store. You can see the sticker on the front. Look at some of these songs. Bark at the Moon, obviously. Some of my favorite Ozzy songs, like Now You See It, Now You Don't, Waiting for Darkness. Killer songs. And once again, just great artwork. Just so 80s. Wonder how many people were like, man, with Randy Rhoads gone, wonder how Ozzy's going to do, and comes out with something as good as that. It's no disrespect to Randy Rhoads either. Bark at the Moon. So yeah, they released this recently, the remaster reissue, and it's still on my bucket list to find an original one of these days. I'm still looking. My buddy Ricky, who lives up in North Carolina, also, I keep talking about Cole. My buddy Ricky actually has an original Bark at the Moon. I'm so jealous of him, but I think that's awesome that he has that for himself. One day. We'll move down here. I'll just show both of them, fuck it. Have Disturbed and Eminem. These are both remaster reissues. This is The Sickness for Disturbed. My first ever Disturbed record. My girlfriend was nice enough to get me this one. Their first album from 2000. And man, of course you have Down with the Sickness. This is just such classic early 2000s rock. So much, you know, some of these songs you would just hear on the radio constantly. And, you know, sentimental to me for sure. Got good, great songs like, you know, Stupefy, of course. You know, some of these songs are still in their set list today. I actually plan on seeing them next year in Sunrise with Daughtry opening for them. Once I saw Daughtry was opening for them, I was like, oh man, that's pretty much a guarantee for me. So that's the plan, to see them performing together. See Disturbed for the first time ever. Speaking of Disturbed, a little disturbing album cover there. But that's The Sickness, and then we'll move over here to Eminem Relapse. And man, this is such a polarizing album. A lot of people don't like this one, and just, complained about it, but there is a minority of fans that really like this album. And for a long time I was saying how much I love this album, and further analysis, I kind of looked at it and I was like, honestly, the very beginning of the record, the first few songs, I absolutely love those songs and they're some of my favorites, but the rest of the record I'm not super fond of. Nothing seriously resonated with me, but interesting artwork with Eminem, and it's just nothing but a bunch of pills there. This was released in 2009. I was in middle school when it came out, but I had never heard it. I'd never really heard any of the material on it until I went through his discography earlier this year in 2024. But of course, so many drug references and everything. But I mentioned some of those first few songs, like 3 a.m. and My Mom, Bagpipes from Baghdad. Bagpipes is my favorite Eminem song of all time. 3 a.m., that has to be probably number 2. And then I'd say My Mom's got to be in the top 10 for sure. My girlfriend was nice enough to get me this one as well. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.